All right. Ready to dive deep into something amazing.
I'm always ready for a deep dive.
Today, it's all about the most complex machine you own, your body.
The human body, always a fascinating topic.
We've got this awesome YouTube video from the Institute of Human Anatomy called, "Do You Know These Incredible Facts About the Human Body?"
Sounds intriguing.
It is, trust me. We're going to be uncovering all these crazy things about how it works, from tiny cells to, well, the bigger systems that keep us running.
Like what? Give me a teaser.
All right, how about this? Did you know your heart beats over 2 billion times in a lifetime?
Wow, that's a lot of beats.
Right. And get this, you shed millions of skin cells every day.
Millions. That's kind of creepy, but also kind of cool.
I know. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning, like with conception, where it all starts.
The miracle of life.
Right. And what's crazy is how many sperm cells a guy can release. Hundreds of millions.
Yeah, the testes are constantly making them, like a sperm factory, something like 3,500 every second.
3,500 every second. Wow, that's a lot of potential, especially when you think about how a woman usually releases only one egg per month. It's like a massive lottery.
It is, isn't it? Highlights how important reproduction is, I guess. The body's going all out.
Makes sense. Okay, speaking of production, what about red blood cells? Those are constantly being made, too,
Oh,
right?
yeah, the bone marrow's churning them out like crazy, about 2 million every second.
Seriously. 2 million a second. Even more than sperm cells. Why so many?
Well, red blood cells, they don't last forever. Got to keep replacing the old ones.
Makes sense. And all those red blood cells, they carry oxygen all over the body.
Exactly, which brings us to the lungs, right?
The lungs.
Yeah.
What's the incredible fact about those?
Think about their surface area. It's huge. If you unfolded all those little air sacs, it'd be like the size of a whole racquetball court.
Wait, a racquetball court? Seriously? That's way bigger than I imagined.
Right, and that's how we can get all that oxygen in and the carbon dioxide out efficiently.
Makes those deep breaths seem even more important now. Okay, ready for a fact that kind of blew my mind. The spinal cord, it doesn't actually go all the way down the spine.
Yeah. Ends around the L1, L2 vertebrae, which is like lower back area.
So what's below that? Empty space.
Not empty. It's called the cauda equina, meaning horse's tail. It's a bunch of nerves.
Horse's tail, huh? Interesting image.
Right. Spinal cord is the trunk. Cauda equina is like the branches reaching out.
Okay, that makes sense. Speaking of things that keep going, what about the heart?
The heart. The average person's heart pumps about 15 liters of blood every minute.
15 liters? That's like 3 of those big water cooler jugs.
It is. And athletes, their heart can pump way more, up to 40 liters a minute.
Wow, that's some serious pumping power. Okay, ready for a mind bender? We're not entirely human.
Oh yeah, that one's wild. Only about 1 in 10 of the cells in your body is actually human.
Wait, what? So most of me isn't even me.
The rest are part of your microbiome, all those little microorganisms living in and on you, mostly in your colon.
So we're like walking ecosystems. I never thought about it that way.
Right, and scientists are just figuring out how important those microbes are for everything.
Makes you think. All right, back to something less existential. Skin cells. We know we shed them, but like, how many?
You're shedding somewhere between like 43.2 to 57.6 million every day.
Millions. That's why we gotta watch those sheets, people.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that our bodies are always renewing, even if we don't see it.
True. Okay, let's talk about our circulatory system, all those blood vessels.
It's massive. The aorta, the biggest artery, it's like a garden hose. And if you put all the blood vessels end to end,
How long would they be?
about 60,000 miles.
60,000 miles. That's like circling the Earth, what, 3 times?
Almost. It reaches every single cell in your body.
Amazing. And our kidneys are busy filtering all that blood.
Right. About 190 liters every day.
We don't pee out that much, do we?
No. Most of that fluid gets reabsorbed. We only pee out like a liter or 2.
Okay, good to know. Now, what about the control center, the nervous system?
It's surprisingly lightweight, only about 4.5 pounds.
For something that controls everything, that's pretty light. It must be super efficient.
It is. Nerve impulses can travel up to 250 miles per hour.
Wow. That's faster than I drive on the highway. Why so fast?
So you can react quickly, dodge something, move our hand away from heat.
Speaking of moving, what about muscles? Some of them must be super fast too, right?
Absolutely. Think about your eye muscles. They're constantly adjusting, and they're lightning fast.
It's incredible how much is going on that we never even notice. Okay, now for the stomach. It's basically a stretchy food sack, right?
Pretty much. The average person can hold about 1.5 liters of food in there.
But what about those competitive eaters? Those guys must have some serious stomach capacity.
They do. Some of them can hold up to 6.4 liters. like a small bathtub full.
Whoa, talk about adaptability. And get this, a heart can beat for a few minutes outside the body. How's that even possible?
It has its own pacemaker, so it can keep beating for a little while, even without the brain.
That's wild. Okay, let's talk about something maybe less exciting but definitely important. Saliva.
We make about 1 liter of it every day.
A whole liter? What's it doing?
It helps us digest food, protects our teeth. We actually make enough saliva in our lifetime to fill about 90 bathtubs.
90 bathtubs of spit. All right, moving on. What about sweat?
It's essential for regulating our temperature. When we get hot, we sweat, and as it evaporates, it cools us down.
So how much do we sweat?
It depends. Someone who doesn't exercise much might produce 1 liter an hour when they're working hard or it's hot out.
And what about those who are super fit?
They can sweat up to 2 or 3 liters an hour.
Wow, that's a lot of sweat.
Shows you how adaptable our bodies are.
Okay, we've covered so much. Sperm, blood, lungs, spine, heart, microbiome. I need a break.
Yeah, me too. That was a whirlwind of information.
But remember, we started with that amazing process of conception, that single cell becoming a whole person.
Millions of sperm cells racing towards one egg.
And in the end, only one wins. It's like an epic race.
When that one sperm gets to the egg, fertilization happens. And we get a zygote.
What's a zygote again?
That single cell with all the DNA needed to make a human. Pretty mind-blowing, right?
It really is, from one tiny cell to a whole person.
It's the ultimate underdog story. You know, the power of biology, the miracle of life.
Wow. Deep thoughts. Okay, maybe we should move on before we get too philosophical.
Good idea.
Yeah.
There's still so much more to explore about the human body.
That's right. We've got a whole lot more incredible facts to uncover, so stay tuned for part 2. Welcome back. Ready for more amazing body facts.
Always. We were talking about that single cell, the zygote, becoming a human. So much happens after that.
I know, right? So what else should we explore? What's next on our body adventure?
Well, let's talk hair. We've all got a lot of it, about 100,000 hairs on the average person's head.
100,000, seriously. It does feel like a lot when you're brushing it. And we lose hair all the time too, don't we?
We do, yeah. Between 50 and 100 hairs a day. Just part of the natural cycle. The hair grows, then rests, then sheds.
So it's like our skin always renewing.
Exactly. And hair is stronger than you might think. A single strand can hold 100 grams.
100 grams, like a small apple. Whoa, that's impressive for something so thin.
It is. Okay, let's move on from hair to bones.
Bones. How many do we have again?
206 in an adult skeleton.
206? That's a lot of bones. What are they all doing in there?
Well, they give us structure, support, protect our organs. And get this, they're constantly remodeling themselves.
Remodeling. What does that even mean?
The old bone gets broken down and replaced with new bone. Keeps our bones strong as we age.
So like a constant construction project going on inside us. Cool. What about muscles? How many of those are keeping us moving?
Over 600 muscles in the human body.
600. Wow, I can barely name a few.
It's a lot. But each one has a specific job, just like bones. Some move us, some control things we don't even think about.
And when we work out, our muscles get stronger.
Exactly. They adapt to the challenge. Get bigger, stronger, help us do more.
It's like a personal training montage inside our bodies. Okay, what about the brain? The most complex part.
The command center. It has about 100 billion neurons.
100 billion. I think I read that's more than all the stars in the Milky Way.
That's right. And each neuron can connect to thousands of others. It's an incredibly complex network.
Like a supercomputer in our heads. What's it doing all day?
Processing information, controlling functions, forming memories. It's always working, even when we sleep.
It's amazing. Okay, let's talk about something maybe not as glamorous, but essential. The digestive system.
It breaks down our food and gives us the nutrients we need. And it's longer than you might think. The small intestine is about 20 feet long.
20 feet? That's longer than my car. How does that even fit?
It's all coiled up in there. All that length gives it a lot of surface area to absorb nutrients.
So like a long conveyor belt, taking the good stuff from our food.
Exactly. Then it moves to the large intestine, which is about 5 feet long. That's where water and electrolytes get absorbed and, well, waste gets formed.
The last stop on the food journey. Okay, what about the blood's journey through our bodies?
Our circulatory system.
Oh.
The heart's the engine, keeping the blood flowing.
And it adapts to what we're doing, right?
Right.
Like when we exercise, our heart rate goes up.
Exactly. More oxygen to the muscles. Then when we rest, it slows down, like a built-in autopilot.
Now, what about the immune system? That's what protects us from getting sick, right?
Right. It's a whole system of cells and organs that fight off invaders, like bacteria and viruses. And it learns, too. Once it fights something off, it remembers it.
Like having our own vaccine factory. Amazing.
It is. Now let's talk about our senses. Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. They're what let us experience the world.
Make life interesting, that's for sure.
And each sense has special receptors that pick up on those things. Like our eyes have cells that detect light.
Right, so we can see. And our ears detect sound waves so we can hear.
Exactly. Our noses pick up smells, our tongues taste, and our skin feels touch, pressure, temperature, even pain.
It's amazing how it all works together. What else is amazing? The fact that our bodies can heal themselves.
Right. From cuts and scrapes to bigger injuries, our bodies are pretty good at repairing themselves.
Like when you get a cut, your blood clots and then your skin cells start fixing the wound.
And broken bones, they mend themselves too. It's like having an internal repair crew.
It's incredible. And while we're talking about things our bodies do, we can't forget about sleep.
So important. Sleep is when our bodies and minds really recharge. Muscles rebuild, brains process memories, the immune system gets stronger.
But a lot of us don't get enough sleep.
Yeah, unfortunately, not sleeping enough can really mess with your health.
So make sure you're getting your 7 to 9 hours. It's worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about hair, bones, muscles, the brain, digestion.
The circulatory system, the immune system, our senses, healing, and sleep.
We've covered a lot.
It's like a crash course in human biology. But wait, there's more.
You bet. We've got even more fascinating facts to share about the amazing machine that is the human body.
We're back, ready to wrap up our deep dive into the amazing human body.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? From that single cell to all these complex systems.
It really has. But before we go, I gotta ask, what about those weird little things our bodies do? You know, those quirks we never really think about?
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, like why do we get goosebumps? What's the point of those?
Goosebumps. They're a leftover thing from way back when we had a lot more fur.
More fur. So what did goosebumps do back then?
Made the fur stand up, made our ancestors look bigger, scarier to predators.
So basically now they're kind of useless, since we don't have all that fur anymore.
Well, not entirely. They still happen when we feel strong emotions like scared or excited.
Think about when you hear a song that gives you chills. Goosebumps.
Right. Our bodies haven't totally caught up with evolution, I guess.
But it's cool to think about those little connections to our past.
It is. Shows how our bodies have been changing and adapting for millions of years.
So we've gone from the beginning of life to all these incredible ways our bodies work. What's the most amazing thing about the human body after learning all this?
For me, it's how it's all connected. Every single part working together. It's mind-blowing.
Makes you appreciate just how amazing our bodies are, right? It's not just a bunch of parts. It's this whole system, always working to keep us alive.
And there's still so much we don't know. It makes you wonder what else we'll discover about the human body in the future.
Absolutely. So, to everyone listening, what amazed you the most during our deep dive? What made you curious?
We hope this deep dive inspired you to learn even more about your own incredible body. There's a whole universe of wonder inside each of us. Keep exploring.
And that's it for our journey through the human body. Until next time, stay curious.